You guys know I like to do some pickups, and I'm just going to show you guys some of my recent pickups I got. Now I'm gonna call these my back in the day type pickups because when these movies was out, I was in my early 30s, and that's why I call it back in the day movies because I have such a fond memories. Of course, you know I was a big fan of John Candy, so I was a huge fan of John Candy. Not that I don't like Dan Aykroyd, I like him too, but I don't know, there's something about John Candy I just liked. There's just something about John Candy, but this was a good movie. Very entertaining. It's a comedy, you know, but it's just I never opened it yet because I just got it. But these are my recent pickups. But yeah, the Great Outdoors. I had told y'all in a previous video that I was gonna get the Great Outdoors, and this is another reason why I'm trying to. Man, I really like to get rid of my streaming services. I just don't really feel like I need them because I'm always working and I'm working out and I'm just busy and I play video games and stuff like that. So, anyway, back in the day, I call this my back in the day pickups because, man, just the Great Outdoors. My other one is, now I know you guys know what this one is, but another one of my back in the day is Weird Science. I always wanted this movie. And Michael Anthony Hall, he was young. He was young back then. But man, this is a classic, as far as I'm concerned. Had the late Bill Paxton in there. He played Anthony Michael Hall's older brother, I think. Been a while since I watched this movie, but it had Robert Downey Jr. in there too. Yeah, that's before he got strung out on drugs and stuff. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was super young in there. Well, so was Anthony Michael Hall right here. But man, such throwback. You know what I mean? Such throwback. But Weird Science. Anthony Michael Hall and uh, it's Eline Michelle Smith and Kelly LeBrock, but I don't think Kelly LeBrock did anything too much. I think he had a couple sitcoms, but he never got as big as Anthony Michael Hall. He was the main one, but I don't think he did all right, but not like this guy did. This guy did here, but anyway, Weird Science. I had to have that in my little group, my little throwback back in the day. Well, yeah, these are some of my pickups that I got. But now this one here is so flippin' funny. Steve Martin and John Candy, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Man, this movie is so funny, and I got it on 4K, which is kind of a trip because it was available on 4K, so I got it on 4K. But yeah, man, this OG, man. This is back when I was young, and God, this movie was so good. It was heartwarming. It was just it's such a good movie. The late John Candy. I don't know why I like John Candy so much, but I really did. I was really bummed out when he passed away. I really was. I was just I really like John Candy. It was just something about John Candy. Him and Steve Martin played off each other real good. But yeah, this thing's got you know over an hour of never before seen, deleted, and alternate scenes. But yep, Steve Martin, John Candy, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Throwback, baby. This is a throwback, back in the day. Because, man, back when I was, my early 30s. My early 30s. My late 20s, my early 30s. Yeah, God, that's why I like these movies. It brings me back. It just brings me back. Man, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But yeah, that's another one of my pickups. And I'm calling these my old school pickups, my back in the day throwback. Howard the Duck. I've always wanted this movie. I remember. I just feel like this movie was ahead of its time. I really do, and I have to watch it again to see. But man, this movie was just. I just wow. This was a good movie. Man, this movie was. I really enjoyed it. It was. Yeah, Howard the Duck. Got it on 4K too, man. Yeah, when I went to try to order it, I was like, man, that's a movie I wanted to get. You know how you sit around, you want these movies, and I got it on 4K. And like I said, these are my latest pickups. I haven't, opened it up, but these are my little throwbacks. Howard the Duck. And yeah, man, golly, man, this is, jeez. I can't. I'm gonna put it in and watch it, see what it's to see if I still. But it just brings me back to that time, man. God, it was such a different. I think everybody does say that. That once they start getting a little older, they go, "Oh man, this brings me back in the day, man. Times were so much different back then." But man, just I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. Movies back then, you didn't have a bunch of stuff inserted in it like you have now. I mean, I cannot go see a movie anymore without them having something in there. Just I don't want to see. But these movies that back in my day, and my throwback day, or back in the day, people come up with an idea and they just went with it. But yeah, Howard the Duck, and then who can now have Arnold Schwarzenegger? And True Lies. This was a very entertaining movie. Very entertaining movie. Now, I was in my mid 30s when this came out. 34, 35. And it was a well-made movie. Had the late Bill Paxton in it again, too. But yeah, got it on 4K. Because this is one I actually wanted in my collection. And none of these movies are open because when I buy movies, a lot of times I don't open them until I get ready to watch them. But I will watch them. I will watch. And Jamie Lee Curtis, boy, she was one fine looking girl, man. But she's the exact same age I am. The exact. She was born in I think she was born a month before I was. Yeah. That's why I kind of every time I look at her, I was like, golly, man, she's the same age as I am. I remember when I first seen her when I was young, and she played in that first Halloween movie. I was like, I was a young man back then. I looked at her, I was like, God, she's like, wow, I'm smoking weed. And I was like, man, but she was really good in this. And this is when Arnold could do no wrong back in the day. He was just rocking out some movies back then. But yeah, man. And this is a James Cameron. James Cameron made this. But True Lies, man. Yeah, my throwback. And man, I love this movie. And I was so young when this movie came out because Matthew Broderick I think he's around the same age I am. Him and his wife. She might be a little younger, but Matthew Broderick. And, Matthew Broderick and Janie Sheedy. Ali Sheedy. She was a little hottie back in the day. I mean, she was a little hottie, man, but they were in high school when they made this movie because he was in school and he. Any of you guys ever watch War Games? This is such a throwback. Man, I just get the feels, man, when I look at all this stuff. I'm so thankful to God I can. It's a game, or is it real? It was so good back then, and I like I said, a lot of stuff you can catch on TV, but. I like to just come home sometimes on a Saturday or a Sunday, man, after I get off work and just do a movie night. Get me some popcorn, just sit on the couch and just watch a movie on my TV and my surround sound, just enjoy it instead of relying on streaming services and all that kind of stuff. Very convenient, but it's just nothing like popping in a disc. But anyway, War Games. Yeah. And I bet y'all do not know what this is, but this movie was so flipping good. And this is a Disney movie, to be honest with you. I had no idea, but The Rocketeer. I went and I took this chick out. That's when I was just going out with girls. Like, I mean, I was rocking the girls back in the day, man. I seemed like I was just taking out girls left and right back in the day, man. And I remember taking this girl. I thought I liked her, but then I did like her, but then I thought she was awfully nice. And my mind was somewhere else with her. And when I went and seen this movie with her, we sat together and I could tell she liked me. and I could tell I liked her, but I didn't like her the way I think she was liking me. And so I looked at her and I was like, this girl is really nice. She was just so nice, and I never did go back out with her. I just talked to her and just said, hey, how's it going? What's up? Because I was young, and she's like, oh, not much, and then I just kept talking to her that way, and then she just stayed friends with me, and then she ended up getting married and had a couple kids, but I just thought she was so nice, so I just like, I'm not going to do this girl's break, because I was something else back in the day. But anyway, she wasn't seeing this movie, and I still remember going to that theater, and I don't even know what that girl's name is, but The Rocketeer, man, that movie was so flipping good, man. I just like, and I'm glad I got it, And another thing, I don't really need to have 4K for everything. I just don't, because Blu-ray still has a great picture. But anyway, have you guys ever seen this movie, The Rocketeer? It is so good. It is really good. Check it out. Just a recommendation from me. And now I told you about this, and I think I showed you in a previous video. None of these movies have been opened up. Ah, man, John Candy, man. That dude, he just, something about John Candy. I don't know, I just like John Candy, man. But anyway, Uncle Buck, it was just Macaulay Culkin right there before he made Home Alone. And this movie it's just a classic, man. It's a classic. John Candy, man. This is a throwback, man. There's Macaulay Culkin before he made Home Alone. This is before he made Home Alone. He was in this movie, and then they put him in Home Alone 1 and 2, which was a breakout hit for him. But yeah, man, Uncle Buck, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. When I found out he died, man, from he was an excessive eater, and he liked to eat a lot, and just he was a big man anyway. But I really liked John Candy. I really did. He was one of my. There's something about him. I just how you guys got your actors. You like certain actors, and he was one of them. And last but not least, I remember wanting to go to the video store when this movie first came out and it was available in the video store. And I was in there, and I went to get it, and this guy grabbed the last copy. That's when they only had so many copies, and it was Total Recall. I was so mad. And I wanted to watch that movie so bad. And the new one was all right, the remake that they made, but this is just, like I said, this is when Arnold just could do no wrong. And he just couldn't do no wrong back in the day. But Total Recall, Arnold, this is a good movie. And again, none of these movies are opened up because the fact that these are just some latest pickups. But these are some of my latest pickups I got. I got another group of pickups I'm going to post maybe in a couple days. But I know I don't get that many views for these, but I like to. Let me ask you guys something. How many of these movies have you watched? I bet you most of y'all say we watched them all. But, which one was your favorite? Which one did you like, or do you have any one of them that you watched and you be like, oh yeah, I remember that movie? Because I know most of y'all probably watched True Lies. Everybody watched True Lies, but I don't know about the Howard the Duck thing. War Games maybe, but and then The Rocketeer, I think that's one I threw in there that you guys probably like, Rocketeer. I don't know what Rocketeer is, but anyway, you guys, that's all I got. I got another video I'm gonna put up here in another hour or so. But anyway, I got this for 4K. Like I said, none of these movies are open. So anyway, God bless. Take care, and we'll catch you next video. We'll see you.